Hello, everybody. Merry Christmas and welcome to the Idiots in a Room podcast. I am your host, as usual, Chris Janke, and with me is my dear companion,
Old Saint Nick. I decided to drop on down for this time of the year for this Christmas special, and I'm glad to be with you, Chris.
Thank you, Santa Claus. How are things up at the North Pole this year?
There's a big foggy haze over everything right now, and with the blizzard that's coming later today, it'll make all the streets really icy and frozen. But regardless of that, I'm still going to have to go to my friend's graduation ceremony tomorrow, because that is not being canceled under any circumstances.
I hope you drive safe, because that's kind of a bitch.
I do too. Yeah, kind of it would be nice to get there.
Rudolph will have to light your way again.
Yeah, I gotta bust him out again. He's been getting older these years, so I've kind of had to retire him every now and then, but still comes out around this time of year to help out.
Not the most spry guy since the Christmas special back in the 60s,
nope.
I guess.
Yep, yeah, you would be surprised how fast reindeer can age, actually. Yeah.
I have no idea where we're going with this bit.
Me neither. How are you doing, Chris?
I am doing pretty well, actually. It's been a good day today. How about you?
I've been doing pretty well as well. We had a party last night for just like a Christmas party, because it was like the best time everyone would be around and available. So,
well, that's fun. Yeah.
So been doing okay as well.
Wonderful. Anything else going on in your world besides Christmas parties?
I guess not a whole lot new. I am coming back to Eau Claire for a few days, as you already know. 25th to the 28th, so. Okay.
And we talked about that, and I'm hoping we can get some filming done maybe on the 26th.
Yeah, we'll see how my schedule lines up. I know my mom will want to hang out for me for at least part of Sunday. But,
oh, yes, of course.
Yeah. We'll talk about that more later.
Yeah.
What are you working on right now? Or, what's going on with you? Any, big things you want to talk about? Or?
Well, I had another job interview today.
Ah.
And I'm so confident about it that I'm turning in my badge at festival.
Where'd you apply to?
The new Hy-Vee, actually.
Hy-Vee?
Remind
me, what do they do?
It's basically like a better version of Walmart.
Okay.
So it's kind of a retail store. It's kind of like a whole bunch of stuff. They have a pharmacy there, and that's actually where my dad works. It was interesting. He had been talking to his store director and told him that I wasn't really happy in my job, and he said, well, I'll hire him. So.
All right. Well, then, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's why I feel so confident about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the big thing that happened this week. So nice. I should be hearing back on Friday.
2 days. Well, hope you get the job then. Yeah, I'm sure you will. But
thank you.
Unless you massively offended the guy in some way.
Oh yeah, I mean, I made crude jokes about his family.
See, that's always a first step in the wrong direction. But once you start, the thing is, you can't start going the other way. The interview's already ruined.
Exactly.
So you might as well just keep pedaling back.
Just go so far back that you're not even allowed in like a 200-mile place or 200-mile radius of the store.
If I'm not gonna get a good job out of this, I'm gonna get a good experience out of this. Okay? I don't want this to just be an embarrassing moment that comes into my mind at like 3 a.m. when I'm struggling to sleep. No, I want to make this something I laugh at and share with my friends at a party. So fuck the interview and fuck this guy. I don't know who you are, but I'm not getting your job anyway.
That's a good point. That is a good point. So, speaking of jobs, how is your life going at the TV station?
Yeah, it's been going pretty well. I have been doing less of the basketball and football because football's wrapping up and basketball is still in its like pre-game, pre-conference or whatever season. So none of these games actually count towards the tournament that goes on in March. But instead of sports, I'm working more in the studio again. So working the audio board or the graphic stuff during the news broadcasts. And I've liked that. I've liked going back there. I haven't gotten to talk to a lot of those guys in a while or as consistently. So it's nice to be back in it again before I gotta get ready for basketball to pick up again later in the spring, I guess. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's great.
Yeah.
One other big thing that happened in my life, we're kind of like flip-flopping back and forth here, just taking turns.
Yeah.
Remember how last time I said that we were selling our house?
Oh, yeah. Have you, what's any progress on that?
It sold in 3 hours.
Jeez, okay.
Yeah, so we have to be out of here on January 21st.
Dang, that's soon. Well, I'm glad it went so quick. Like, jeez, but yeah.
We're starting to pack everything up after New Year's.
That makes sense. Enjoy yourselves for the holidays and then get ready.
Yeah. Doesn't make, a lot of sense to just start taking everything down before it's even Christmas.
It's still like more than a month away too.
Yeah.
So
we have a lot of time. But the interesting part about it is we can't just go right into our, new house, which is going to be our forever home, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have, since it's still being built, we have to go to an apartment, like on the other side of town.
Huh.
Do you know
where your new home is going to be?
Yeah, completely other side of town.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So our new house that's being built is over by the Gold's Gym. You know where that is?
Yes.
It's like not even half a mile away from there. And then the apartment we're staying at is literally across the street from the Menards distribution center.
What?
Yeah, so not even Menards West, but the distribution center that's like 5 miles away from that.
Way out there.
Yeah.
I didn't think it would be that bad. It is that bad.
Yeah, so we clocked the drive to Hy-Vee and it was about 15 minutes. So I think if I get that job, Dad and I will have to just carpool.
That probably sounds like the best option. Just for all of you.
Yeah, so that's going to be an interesting thing, and we're going to be in that situation for a good 5 or 6 months. It's supposed to be done like end of April, early May.
Okay, well at least you'll have the summer with it.
Yeah, that'll be nice. Get in before the snow comes.
Yeah.
But it should be interesting because who knows how the snow is going to handle this year. We got about 15 inches on Saturday, and half of it's gone today.
Oh, jeez, really?
Yeah, it's up in the 60s right now.
Yeah, I saw there was a big storm that went your guys' way. It went just south of us, but
yeah,
I guess we're getting hit now.
I'm
curious how bad this is going to be.
Yeah, right now it's not 60s, but it's 55, so it's up there.
55?
Yeah.
What?
And tomorrow is supposed to be 52, and then it drops down to like the 20s again, so I have no fucking clue.
Weird.
Yeah.
I feel like I kind of know why, but I have no idea how to even begin to explain it, so I'm not gonna try.
I mean, it's weird. Global warming can't be this bad already, right?
I think it's partially global warming, but I also just think it's something to do with jet streams, because there's warm air and cold air that cycles through based on like where a jet stream is cutting through in the country. And that fluctuates. It tends to cut the country half and half, so one side is colder than the other, but sometimes it can like fluctuate up or down, so you get weird spikes like snow in Texas, or warmer winters in the Midwest sometimes. So
yeah, that makes sense.
I think I explained that well enough. I don't know the actual science behind it, but that's the idea.
Well, you have meteorologist friends now, probably. You should get them on the show. They can explain it pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, I talked to them a few times. I don't know if I could call them friends. Yeah.
So anything else going on in your life?
Yeah. I guess so. I don't know, I've been trying to just kind of wait for a while, because a lot of my friends and stuff have been busy trying to focus on school and finals, and some of them are moving out already or planning to move on, and yeah, so I guess I'm kind of in that phase of because I got so much time left on the lease. I don't know, maybe I should relax a little longer, but now that everyone is done with school for a bit, some of us are graduating, I'll be able to hang out with people a bit more at least, so that's nice, because I was honestly kind of feeling a little lonely the past few weeks, but it's been better.
That should be nice.
Yeah, the party yesterday was very good, especially, so
lots of drinking.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a big there's a drinking game called Piccolo, and that sent me somewhere. I don't remember what happened after halfway through that game. So.
Oh, let's hope you don't get sued over it. Anyway, so I think that's about all that's really happening in our lives right now. Yeah. That's major. So I suppose let's move on to the first section, which, as we mentioned at the beginning of this episode, it is Christmas time. It's a time of joy and laughter and fun and music. So today we're going to be bringing back one of our segments that we had before. It's called the Musical Moment.
Ooh, okay.
We haven't had this one in a while, so let's just see where this goes and talk about some of our favorite Christmas songs.
Favorite Christmas songs? What's it called again? Beverly Hills, or like Christmas in Beverly Hills, something. It's one of the lines. I don't remember how it goes for some reason.
Is it the sun is shining, the grass is green, the palm trees sway. There's never been such a day in Beverly Hills, LA. Maybe?
No, that's not the one.
Oh.
There's one about Christmas in
Beverly Hills.
Is this it? No, that's a movie. That's not what I want. That's probably a bad movie. Song. Oh, White Christmas. Yeah, okay, so it was what you were talking about. I'm dumb.
I was thinking that, because that's one of the lines that Irving Berlin wrote, and then that line just sort of gets left out of most modern interpretations of the song.
Oh, it's White Christmas. That's why it throws... I always think of the Beverly Hills part and not White Christmas. Because I remember we learned it in madrigals. and so we always included that first part, and that was my like lead into what the song was.
Yeah, you're probably remembering that because it goes, but it's December the 24th and I'm longing to be up north and I'm dreaming of a, you know. So I totally get that. One of my favorite Christmas songs, and a lot of you probably know this one, is Christmas Wrapping by the Waitresses.
Huh. I don't think I actually knew that one.
Well, this is interesting because this is a song that I always heard everywhere, but like I never knew the name of it. So I thought that song was just another song, and then I finally listened to it after skipping it for so long, and I'm like, hey, this is that song that I always hear on the radio. It goes, it's the one that goes, bah humbug, no that's too strong because it's still my favorite holiday. You know that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that one always threw me off, but I'm glad I actually listened to it because now it's one of my favorites.
Huh. Yeah, I don't think I've heard that one too much.
Weird. It's, I don't know if you ever listened to Greatest Hits that much when you were here.
No, not really.
Well, that's the song that they play, like, every day. Every day around Christmas time, so...
Yeah.
Maybe it's just me.
Yeah, I avoided the radio after a while.
Just too much of the same?
Yeah, and I just liked having control over the music I was listening to. So
I get that.
Anyway.
Any other Christmas songs you like?
Yeah, other ones. I don't know why I'm blanking so hard on this. Have I not listened to Christmas music in that long? Wow. I mean, it's only been a year, but like I don't really seek out listening to Christmas music around the holidays anyway. So I haven't been listening to Christmas music all that much since moving out then.
I suppose like that's true because I don't know a lot of people, you know, who go out of their way to play it like every day and go try to find new stuff.
Sure, but like there's definitely people who like having it on in the background when they're doing stuff, or especially have people over.
Yeah.
We had it on for a bit last night, but then we changed it up to something else. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I totally get that. Because one of the interesting things about Christmas music is it can get really annoying really quickly.
And I guess it depends on what kind of Christmas songs you're listening to.
Yeah.
I tend to like the more instrumental versions, especially of like Silent Night or Tannenbaum or Christmas Tree. Why did I remember the German version?
Actually, the version of that song on the Charlie Brown Christmas album, like that is the only version of that song I like to listen to because it's just so good.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you haven't listened to that album.
No, I haven't listened to that album, but that song, I like to listen to that song as well. It's the one Christmas song I'll listen to just throughout the year.
Interesting thing about the
good
Charlie Brown. Sorry, what?
Nothing. I was just muttering to myself. Don't worry.
Anyway, about the album. It's an interesting album because if it wasn't Christmas, it would just be a pretty solid jazz album. You know?
Yeah.
Like, that you could listen to throughout the year.
Yeah, they could just make good jazz studio albums together if they wanted to. Whatever band played that.
Speaking of which, there should be more jazz out there than there is, you know?
I think it's gonna make a rebound. And I do think that's because it's the 20s again. But I also just think jazz it's always been good music, and you know, trends will usually come back in new and improved ways after a while, so
yeah, which is really nice.
Jazz will be one of those things.
like vinyl. That's come back really hard.
Yeah, I could see jazz vinyls being a thing again.
Yeah. Now we're talking about jazz and not even Christmas anymore.
Christmas jazz. Do we know any Christmas jazz other than the Charlie Brown?
Kenny G. He's had some really good Christmas albums.
Yeah.
And that's especially funny because he's Jewish, I think. And like 5 of his albums are Christmas albums. So, he's a traitor to his own kind.
Can't trust him, not for a bit.
In the words of Eric Cartman, you know what, I'm not going to make that joke. We're already close to being canceled. Don't need anything else out of context. Yeah, we should move on from that. Another facet of Christmas music I want to talk about is Christmas music covers. Like a lot of times people try to cover a song and it just backfires miserably. Like when Madonna tried to do American Pie.
Yeah.
That was just sad.
I feel like, yeah, you shouldn't release a cover of a Christmas song just for the sake of releasing a cover.
Right. And it works for some songs, like, the classic songs that everyone's done. But then there's this cover that they play at work of Last Christmas by Wham. And it's one of the worst covers I have ever heard.
Okay. Hold on. Stop recording for a sec.
Okay. Sorry about that, folks. We had a little technical issue there. But anyway, we were talking about covers, and I had just mentioned Last Christmas by Wham and the cover that was done by that. Because at work, they have like 20 songs played on an hour and a half loop. So you have to stand there for 8 hours a day listening to the same exact stuff all the time.
See, I think that was the worst part about retail jobs, is that it made me hate Christmas music an absurd amount more than I should.
I feel like if I didn't work that job, I would probably still like it, the same amount that I did.
Sure.
But yeah, honestly, I would just be happier if they played the radio because they had more variety, Even though it's the same songs all the time, at least it was in different order,
What they typically have to do is pay the rights to play those songs over their speakers. So they'd likely have to set up a deal with the radio station to be allowed to broadcast there. I don't know what the regulations on that might be.
That's a good point.
Like it could be a little tricky. I don't know. But
anyway. But yeah, the cover of Last Christmas that they have playing is by this like girly girl band from the 2000s.
Yeah. And
they're completely off key. They don't even get half the lines right. It's just like, why? Why would you even do that if you're not going to sing it right?
Why? Okay, like, you can do it for fun, but why would you then put it out to be put on store speakers?
They have a few other covers like that. One of them is one of them is a cover of an Elvis song, and it's Blue Christmas.
Yeah. And
it's just the worst schlock I've ever heard. Because in the Elvis version, it's like, I'll have a blue Christmas without you. And then so it's like a doo-wop kind of, smooth jazz kind of thing. But in this one, it's like, I'll have a blue Christmas without you. It's
no
like,
thanks.
What the fuck?
I'm okay with my Christmas being a different color now.
But one thing I remember about Christmas music is we did sing a lot of it in school, and
Yeah.
you sang a lot of it too, since you were in choir for 3 years, right?
So many. Yeah. I did it for 5 years actually.
Oh yeah,
I don't think I've ever realized that was the number before, but yeah, I was in choir for 5 years in middle and high school. So.
Wow. Were you in there in 6th grade or no?
Nope, I tried band in 6th grade and I lost my flute halfway through the year, so my parents told me that I should quit band and join choir instead, because I have a very good voice anyways.
Well, you do. You do have a good voice.
I think losing my flute was a sign from something anyways. So.
Also, band is just like the worst alternative. Like,
you prefer orchestra?
I would take orchestra over band any day. Because at least in there you can play like more classic stuff.
Oh yeah, sure. I can see why you'd like that more.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd be good at playing string instruments. I feel like my fingers are not nimble enough to do little precise movements like that. I struggle sometimes with stuff like that. But.
I think that's why I kind of sucked at the piano, for the same reason.
Sure.
You know, that and I barely ever practiced. But
yeah,
that's beside the point. But yeah, I totally get that. And like choir was just more fun in middle school, and then in high school it just turned into a shit show.
See, I say the other way around, but we had different experiences.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, well, no, you had to deal with Sandberg for 2 years, right?
1 year.
1 year.
Because I quit the second year.
Yeah, because of her, probably.
Well, partially.
I'm guessing.
Also, I just wanted to do theater because I was.
Oh yeah, that's right. Film. That's right.
Yeah.
And then that's where we met.
Yeah, Sandberg not being a good choir director was what initiated me thinking maybe I should do something else. And then I realized theater would probably be a good alternative. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we both know you thoroughly enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was a very good alternative. Probably the best one I could have done.
And it was probably the best thing I could have done in my first year too, because it just led to so much, and it all kind of led up to this podcast. So you're welcome.
Yeah. The dominoes that fall.
We signed up for a theater class, and now you have to deal with this trash. So you're welcome.
Every single 2 weeks or whenever. We don't really stick to 2 weeks anymore. It's just kinda as soon as we can.
Our work schedules are just like too random at this point.
Yeah, you'd think one of us would have more consistency at least, but
it looks like in my new job I'm going to have a little bit more, like Wednesdays and Sundays every week.
Okay, so at least you have days where you're gonna be working or off. But
and it would be nice too to have like a schedule that's the same every day, because what happened in the front end was I would go, like yesterday I worked 9 to 5, but Monday I was 8 to 4, and then tomorrow I was supposed to be 7:30 to 3:30, just like total mix up of everything.
Like I don't know. I was gonna make an analogy to a salad, but I didn't know enough about salad to say what would be in the salad. So, yeah. I don't know where I was gonna go with that one, but it was gonna be good. Apparently, me not doing it is funny.
I'm sorry. All right. Well, the musical moment kind of derailed.
Yeah, we really went somewhere else at the moment.
So now let's move into our next segment, which, Nick, you and I both know we have pretty big minds, right?
Yes, we are. curious folk of the philosopher minds study the ancient texts and read the hieroglyphs. We may not understand what they all mean, but we do interpret them the best that we can.
Yes, and because of that, we decided not to keep our genius intellect to ourselves anymore. So we melded our brains together into this segment that we like to call Deep Thoughts. So,
All right. I believe it's your turn to start, isn't it?
yeah, you started last week, or last time. So let me just get into my thinking.
Yep, of course. Gotta give you a moment.
I
can feel I'm connecting.
My mind is shifting to the cosmos.
Yes, I can see it, and I'm not even there.
It's orgasmic.
I think you're going a little too deep there, Chris.
You're right. I need to just shift back a little bit.
Yeah.
There I am. There it is. So, they're building a ice skating rink right across the street from my park, right?
Okay.
What if they just cut out the middleman and filled it up with water instead of just having it on a flat surface, dug it out and filled it up with water, and then had that freeze over.
And then in the summer, it doubles as a pool.
Exactly. So,
and then in the second winter, you'll have an ice rink with a bunch of cool decorations under the ice.
Exactly.
Yeah, these really lifelike statues of people just reaching up like they're underneath, trying to get out.
So that's a brilliant idea. Just have them under there. My thought is, what if somebody falls into that water and then becomes a statue themselves and nobody notices because it just looks exactly like another statue. Nobody realizes that he froze to the bottom.
Dang, that is a good idea.
Would he thaw out in the summer and just become a zombie?
Would you become a zombie, or would you just have skipped half a year of your life and just not aged?
I don't know.
Would you still age in there? I guess not normally, probably.
Well, if you think about it, they talk about the missing links, that are frozen in ice for so long, and then they come out completely unchanged when they're dug out by the geologists.
I guess that would, because there would be nothing to disrupt the body. It's just preserved in cold air all the time.
Right. So would he just wake up with everybody else who was frozen on the bottom of the lake? Or would he remain dead?
Statues, yes.
Yeah. Would he remain dead, or would he just come up? This
is what we call Schrodinger's ice rink. We don't know if this man is alive or dead until the summer comes.
There's a probability that he will and a probability that he won't. The probability of each is the exact same as the other probability.
Yes, because we scientifically do not know the answer until he thaws out in the summer. See, the principal difference here is that we eventually get an answer, but for half of the year, we have no clue what this guy is. Is he dead? Alive? Do we hold a funeral at the ice rink? Do we just keep skating and be like, happy birthday?
Do we cover him in Christmas lights like a tree?
Yeah, do we make it a festivities thing? Hey, another 3 months till Johnny gets out, man. We can't wait.
Do we hold hands and sing Kumbaya around the hole where he fell in?
I think we hold a satanic ritual
Ooh,
just to make sure that Johnny's alive. You know, we get a demon out, the demon down there to check.
good
You know,
idea.
have a soul on hand just in case.
Good idea.
So we can make the deal to bring Johnny back, and he'll just come back in the summer anyway.
Yeah, that way, you know, the Schrodinger's ice rink is in our favor.
Yes, yeah. The odds are in our. He could die again somehow. I assume. I don't know.
I think the
ice
demon
shift
would have
and,
something to
breaks
do
his
with it.
ribs or something, but
But until that happens, you know, it's just in our favor. You know, that the demon's gonna help us out, right? You know?
Yeah, I see no downsides to this plan at all.
You know, let's do this. Let's get some little kid off the street who doesn't have a reason to live anyway, and just drop him into a pool, let it freeze over, and see what happens.
Yeah. Worst case scenario, we summon a demon. If that is our worst case, I think I can live with this decision. Chris, I know what we're gonna do when I come over, so
that's
better
gonna
be
make
ready. We might just want to get everyone else's help too at that point.
That will make an awesome video.
Go viral, man. Throwing this kid in the ice rink, see if he comes out in the summer.
We're gonna get TikTok famous. Do crip dances on top of the ice.
Oh my god.
Well,
I like this one.
Well, I think my cloud here is evaporating, and I'm coming down from the sky. So that does it for this episode's edition of Deep Thoughts.
Hope you enjoyed. I like that one a lot, actually. It was pretty good.
That one was good. We were in fighting form this week.
Yeah. Mental fortitude.
So let's go on to our next segment. And one thing we have talked about a lot on this show is our fascination and love of movies. And we have both mentioned many times that we want to somehow work in the film industry. So that's why this segment came up in our discussions. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Great Moments in Film. And our topic this week, of course, is going to be Christmas movies.
Yeah, Christmas movies.
Yeah, which is a bit interesting because unlike the Christmas song, the Christmas movie is only usually seen like once a year. So it doesn't get as old as a Christmas song that can be heard, you know, a few hundred times throughout the season in every retailer on the planet.
Yeah, so a little more variety here, you know?
Yeah.
Especially with what kind of Christmas films you could watch.
Yeah, including the Hallmark Christmas films.
Yes, including those films.
And with that being said, I would like to read off some of the Christmas movie titles of this year's Hallmark Christmas soon-to-be classics.
Yes, I hear one of them is not nominated for a Grammy.
Really?
No. No, Chris, never.
Let me just find my list here of the Christmas movies that have been made. The complete list of Hallmark Christmas movies. So I'm just we're going to turn this into kind of not really a game here, but just kind of seeing which one, you know, you would want to watch.
Yeah.
And as they go on, I think the names of these are going to get a lot worse.
Okay, so just if I want to watch it or not based on the name, right?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so These two came before 2000s. In 1978, there was one called Stubby Pringle's Christmas.
That was their first one?
Or no, I Got a Christmas for You came out... No, A Christmas Festival came out on December 13th, 1959.
Okay.
And that was the very first Hallmark Christmas movie.
Okay. At least that wasn't the title of their first one. I was going to say, starting off with a stumble there.
Their first movie in the 2000s was called Flight of the Reindeer. It's also referred to as The Christmas Secret. I kind of like Flight of the Reindeer better.
I like Flight of the Reindeer a lot better, actually. That doesn't sound half bad. I feel like, especially if they made it just less about Rudolph and more about all of the reindeer, that'd be kind of cool. Because I don't know about too many Christmas movies that do that. But it's a Hallmark movie, so I assume that's not what it's about at all.
Let's see. In 2001, their two movies were called A Town Without Christmas. Pretty standard, right?
No.
And
the Grinch got one.
And the other one they put out was called The Sons of Mistletoe.
Okay.
At the Mistletoe Home for Boys, 'tis the season for miracles. That's the description of it.
The Mistletoe Home for Boys. It's Christmas land up in there.
In 2002, so these are 19 years old this year, they put out A Christmas Visitor, Silent Night, The Snow Queen, and Santa Jr. with Judd Nelson.
Santa Jr.?
Yeah. What's it like when the family business is based at the North Pole?
Okay.
That just sounds so bad. Like, honestly.
Yeah. Business drama. Whoa.
So, what I'm noticing is that for the first few years when these were actually, like, starting to come out, there were only, like, 3-4 of them made a year, you know?
Okay. Yeah.
Which is, not too bad. It's getting up here in, like, 2010 had 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
What?
11 of them made. And then, like, in 2011, there was Love's Christmas Journey, Mistletoe Over Manhattan, Lucky Christmas, The Case for Christmas, A Christmas Wedding Tale, Cancel Christmas, A Christmas Wish, Jingle All the Way, Trading Christmas, Annie Claus is Coming to Town, A Princess for Christmas, Holiday Engagement, The Christmas Pageant, Christmas Comes to Canaan, Christmas Magic.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah. In 2012, there was A Christmas Song, Love at the Thanksgiving Day Parade, The Wishing Tree,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Did I just hear a Thanksgiving movie was listed as a Christmas movie? And the fact that there was a Thanksgiving movie to begin with.
Matchmaker Santa.
Oh. This is going all over the place now.
It's Christmas Carol with Carrie Fisher. Jingle and Bells Christmas Star. Naughty or Nice, Hitched for the Holidays, A Bride for Christmas, The Christmas Heart, Come Dance with Me, Help for Christmas, and Baby's First Christmas. And then,
right.
And then in 2013, this is where it really started getting out of hand. There was The Thanksgiving House, Pete's Christmas, Snow Bride, A Very Merry Mix-Up, The Christmas Ornament, Catch a Christmas Star, Window Wonderland, Fur Crazy, Let It Snow, The Christmas Spirit, Santa Switch, Hats Off to Christmas, Finding Christmas, Christmas with Tucker, Christmas in Conway. Those were all the ones in 2014.
I
Or
counted
13.
15. Yeah. Oh my god. It's too many.
Way too many. And then going up to the top of the list here, here's all the movies that were produced in 2021.
Okay.
You ready? You ready?
I'm counting.
Crashing Through the Snow, You, Me, and the Christmas Trees, Boyfriends of Christmas Past, The Santa Stakeout, Christmas in Harmony, Coyote Creek Christmas, Christmas Sale, Gingerbread Miracle, Next Stop Christmas, Christmas Treasure, Opened by Christmas, My Family Christmas Tree, A Holiday in Harlem, Nantucket Noel, A Christmas Together with You, A Kiss Before Christmas, The Nine Kittens of Christmas, Christmas CEO, An Unexpected Christmas, Making Spirits Bright, Christmas at Castle Heart, Christmas in Tahoe, The Christmas Contest, 8 Gifts of Hanukkah, A Very Merry Bridesmaid, Sister Swap, a Hometown Holiday, A Royal Queen's Christmas, Sister Swap, Tis the Season to Be Merry, Christmas in My Heart, The Christmas Promise, Debbie McCombers, A Mrs. Miracle Christmas, One December Night, 5 More Minutes, Time for Them to Come Home for Christmas, The Christmas Journey, A Good Wink of Christmas, Miracle of Love, Christmas for Keeps, Every Time a Bell Rings, Sugar Plum Twist.
Are you done?
Yeah. Yeah.
I lost count around 28.
Jesus.
I forget where I lost track, but it was around there where I realized, wait, I'm off by something. So how many was that, Chris?
Let's go back and count. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I missed one. There's The Christmas House 2, Deck Those Halls. So that's 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, and I missed another one called The Dickens of Christmas. So it's 43 Christmas movies that came out this year.
Okay. I am perplexed. They just have to be making those constantly throughout the year then. And
yeah,
they gotta be like hiring a bunch of directors all the time. I assume these were all released this year, but maybe they weren't all made this year. Still, that makes me afraid how many more they got in stock for next year.
Also, Lifetime, they're like very big on Christmas movies. I think their number this year is about 48.
Jeez, man.
Yeah. These have become an institution. So I think...
Okay, with this many Christmas movies coming out, how many of them are actually being watched and like making money?
A lot of them are. People will take off the entire month of December. I know this because some of my family does this. They will take off the entire month of December and just have the Hallmark Channel on and watch Christmas movies all month.
God, okay.
Yeah.
Committed to the holiday in the greatest way I've ever seen.
It's really crazy, and I think it's a really quick way of making money because people, want to watch these so bad. So I think we have to come up with our very own Christmas classic that will be played on Hallmark every year. Start working on it now and have it ready for the next holiday season so we can make a boatload of cash on on a very good script.
Mm-hmm. Quality. Well thought out, impressive plot, and very dynamic characters.
So here's kind of a baseline of what I'm thinking. You ready?
Yes.
So it's a white girl. She's in the big city, probably either New York or San Francisco, and she's talking with her probably black sidekick, girlfriend, whatever, because diversity. and she's saying, "Oh, I just can't get into Christmas this year. I have to do so many projects." And the black sidekick is saying something like, "But Christmas is so good, all the turkeys and stuff, and blah, blah, blah." She's like, "I'm just too busy to do anything." And then the next scene is her talking to her boss, and her boss is like this big hunk of a man, and he's saying, kind of scary, and he's saying, "I need you to go to your hometown for Christmas and do a report on the Christmas tree farm there." And she's like, "Oh no, I can't do that. I have too much work here." And he's like, "Do it or you're fired." So she's like, "Oh no, now I have to go home and see my family who I have not seen in 20 years and leave my boyfriend slash fiance who is staying here because he has too much work to do." So she goes back to her hometown for Christmas, and her family is so excited to see her, and she does not want to be with the family. They're all like, "Oh, we are so happy to have you home for Christmas." And she goes, "Well, I got to go to the store. I can't be here. I gotta go to the store. I can't stand it." So she goes to the store, and she sees her old high school boyfriend, who was also prom king when she was prom queen. And they had some sort of falling out because she wanted to go to the big city and he wanted to stay home. And they start to talk, and she falls in love with him again but does not want to confess her feelings. Then the black sidekick comes back into the story for 5 minutes to say something like, "Oh, honey, you gonna marry that guy someday." And then the fiance stops in for the holidays because he got time off work early, and and she's like, "Oh no, I love my fiance, but I also love my old boyfriend." So there's a conflict of interest, a huge love triangle, and this is a part of the movie that's very gripping for the audience.
The part that everyone comes to see.
Exactly. So now she has to choose, and she happens to go out, and the old boyfriend is there, and he's standing under a Christmas light gazebo and all this, and she goes up to him and they start to talk, and then it starts to snow, and then they kiss, and then they fall in love again, and the mean old fiance is like, "Oh, well, if you want that, okay, it's Christmas time, goodbye, I'm going home." And she's there with him, and they fall in love, and the black sidekick comes in one more time to make some quirky quip, and the family loves her, and she loves her family, and it starts to snow, and she gets the job not finished and gets fired, but what does she care? She's in her hometown. Credits roll.
Wow. Chris, wow, I really know how else to really phrase my reaction here, but that sounds like the best Hallmark movie idea I've ever heard. I think that this will sell for trillions, actually. Skip the billions, it's gonna sell trillions. We're gonna make that moolah, and don't anyone else on this podcast steal that movie idea, or else we might sue you. Oh
yeah.
No! Oh, yeah, copyright. Don't take that from us. It is ours. Our idea. I helped too.
Oh, we're gonna be so rich from this.
This was the best idea you ever had, Chris. When we become trillionaires, this is the moment we'll point to.
Yes. Hometown for Christmas. That's our title.
Hometown for Christmas. Perfect.
The greatest title.
We start filming?
We should probably start filming next month if we want to get ready for the next holiday season. It shouldn't be that hard. We can hire some actor nobody's heard of, and people will eat it up as like this big, star that's rising, even though that's the only movie she'll ever be in.
Oh, no.
And then we have to get some washed-up actor who will do anything for the father role.
Yeah. Except any rates and any conditions.
I'm thinking Christopher Lloyd. Do you know how much shit he's been in? He was in the fucking Oogie Loves. He'll do anything at this point.
All right. Well, I believe the movie moment was a good moment.
That was a good moment. I'm very happy with how it went this week.
Yeah.
I mean, we came up
a whole arc, man.
We came up with our very own Christmas movie idea, even. So.
Yeah, this was a really productive podcast so far.
Yeah. So with that, is there anything else you want to mention? Anything else you want to do?
Ooh. Okay. I guess if they listen to this podcast often enough, you don't have to answer it, but I guess, is there like a gift that you're getting for someone else that you're really excited to see their reaction for it? Or are you not buying gifts that much this year?
Well, actually, I gave out like 90% of my gifts this year, and you're my last person on my list. So I'm really excited to eventually. I'm excited to see your reaction when you get your gift, because
that is very fair.
I think it's a good one, so I can't say anything else.
Okay. That is fair. You have me hyped now. I might just have to come back soon.
How about you?
Do you have any gift? I'm not buying too many gifts this year, but I do have a gift for my sister that I think she'll like it a lot. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've expended just about everything we can out of this Christmas special concept.
Yeah, I think so too.
so how about we close out by just giving like what we're going to be doing for the next couple of weeks, up until Christmas.
Sure. I am gonna be doing that voice acting stuff. Gonna be doing another recording session for that.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's actually gonna be tomorrow, Friday. It's gonna be on Friday.
Nice. Are you still working on? Oh, sorry. Mm-hmm. Are you still working on your graphic novel?
Yeah, Glassmaster. We got We got a draft of the first volume planned out, the script for it.
Awesome.
So we know what's going to happen. We're gonna go back and start freshening up the dialogue. And after Christmas is wrapped up, all the artists should be have a lot more free time to help us out. So that means we can get started on the art too, now that we got the script first drafted. So yeah,
great.
It's moving along really well, actually. I'm surprised at how. Yeah, I don't know why I'm so surprised, because we're all perfectly capable of doing this, but I don't know. I never pictured working with a team to make a graphic novel, let alone actually publishing anything. So
yeah. Anything else you got going on like in that area? That's really exciting.
Trying to think. Nah, that's it for the graphic novel. Other than that, it's just work at the TV station and getting back home for the holidays a little bit.
Great. Still working on Third Floor North?
Yep. Not as much. I'm just trying to relax again and hang out with my friends now that they're getting freed up again. So
awesome.
Yeah. Taking it easy, but still making videos every now and then.
Great. I've been loving watching them.
Yeah, they're one of our recent ones, How to Rip Your Shirt in Half, got 100 views, the fastest of any of our videos. Yeah, so I'm curious to see how many more people are gonna watch my shirt get ripped off now. I didn't think that one would take off as much as it did, but yeah, it's fun to make them.
One of my videos actually just recently got over 100 views in like 5 days.
Nice, man.
That was the Santa Ink review.
Santa Ink? I'll have to give that a watch too. I haven't looked at C.A.F.E in a while.
It's a interesting review because the show is so bad. So I would definitely watch that. One other thing I wanted to mention before we go is I am working on merch.
Ooh.
So I already did one poster. I'll put that up on screen. I'm going to try and get that out soon, and also on a T-shirt maybe.
That'd be fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like a cool design.
You can't see it, can you?
No. Nope, I can't, but they can, and that's all that matters. It looks like a cool design.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm sure you worked hard on it. Whatever it looks like.
So, with that, I think that's about it for this episode of the Idiots in a Room podcast, which also just so happens to be our last one of the year. So, thank you so much, Nick, for a great year, a great last part of the year of Idiots in a Room.
Yeah, looking forward to the next one, and hopefully things are on the rise.
Yeah, I hope so too. So thank you everybody for listening to this episode. I have been your host, Chris Janke, and with me is my good friend and co-host...
First, last, Nameson.
And I still can't get over that. That's so great. And we will see you guys next year, and just remember, Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good blowjob.
Night. Oh, well. Goodbye.
Bye. Fucking